Hey guys, make sure to check out G2A.com. A link is in the description below. They have really cheap PC games, Xbox Live codes, and a whole bunch more. Link in the description below. Yo, what's up guys? It's XRAYZ. Welcome back to another episode of Zombie Labs. Now for you guys that don't know what the series is, we take situations and zombies and we tried to figure out what would happen if we did it in real life, or how to physically do that. So in the last episode, I believe we talked about blowing up the moon, and it did really well. A lot of you guys really enjoyed that episode, and I had a lot of people wondering, well, what's it take to blow up the Earth? So we already know what it takes to blow up the moon. If you guys missed that video, you guys should definitely check it out, because we're going to be using some of the information from that one to figure out what would it take to blow up the Earth. Now we do know that in zombies, obviously after the main Easter egg for Moon, we actually use some rockets, they're launched, Maxis basically screws everyone over and the entire planet gets shattered up. It doesn't completely blow up, but it shatters. But let's do some figuring out. What would it take to blow up the Earth? This means into shattered pieces. This means into smithereens. This is not talking about what it would take to end all life and existence on the planet, because we could do that very easily with the weapons that we have now. We could destroy our climate. We could destroy basically any chance of us being able to live here. But today we're going to figure out what it takes to actually blow up the Earth. So let's go ahead and jump into the information, guys. So last time we talked about the biggest nuke that has ever gone off, that has ever been tested, the most powerful one ever, and it's known as a Tsar bomb. Now this is the biggest one. It has a yield energy of 50 megatons. That's right, 50 megatons. That is the most powerful bomb that has ever gone off, and this is in a test. And well, if we want to look at something that has happened on the Earth already, that kind of gives us an example of the amount of energy that is needed to actually blow up the Earth, and we've seen a really big example, we have to look at a crater that can be found near South America. Now this crater is called the Chukla. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm gonna call it the Chuko crater because it's really hard to freaking pronounce. I'll put the text on screen. I don't know how to pronounce that crap. God, but it is the biggest crater that is found on the planet. So that is the biggest point of impact that can be found, and in that crater, it is the biggest one there. It was actually created with an impact of 100 teratons. Now I want you guys to keep that in mind. That big crater that didn't do anything to blow up the rest of the Earth, all it did was create a gigantic crater, was 100 teratons of TNT. So about 1,000,000 times more than what the SAR bomb is able to do. All right, so if we detonated 1,000,000 SAR bombs, we would probably get a crater about as big as what was created by an asteroid, and that was not enough to blow up the Earth. But now, with that said, how many megatons of energy would it take to blow up the Earth? It would take over 40 quadrillion megatons. So keep this in mind. One SAR bomb is 50 megatons. It would take 40 quadrillion megatons. So you can just imagine how many nukes we would have to launch to blow up the Earth. Now, every time I do this series, it makes no sense to me. Obviously, it's the zombies universe. Obviously, it's a fantasy world, if you want to call it that. So it's pretty hilarious, because if we take into consideration what happened on the moon where they launched the rockets, I don't exactly remember how many rockets it was, but it was somewhere around 40 quadrillion megatons, which means that somehow the science that we have in zombies is way more advanced than what we have now, because they did it with not that many nukes that went off and hit the Earth, and they just blew the crap out of it. So whatever technology they have in zombies, I hope that never reaches the real world, because a few of those just destroyed the planet, and you can only imagine what would happen if people had access to this. And just a little bit of side little trivia note here, there's actually estimated to be, since 2012, 17,000 nukes on the planet. This is how many there are. Now this does not mean that these are operational, this is just how many are designed. Out of those, it is believed that around 4,200 are actually operational. If all those were launched at the same time, they would nothing would happen. Literally nothing would happen. I mean, you might have a lot of existence being wiped out, but literally it would do absolutely nothing to the planet. That wouldn't be enough to create a crater of the size that we talked about, the Chukubuku one. I'm just gonna call it that. But anyways, guys, so I wanted to do another episode of these zombie labs. You guys were really asking for another episode. You guys really enjoyed the one where we talked about blowing up the moon, and I figured the next step would have to be, what would it take to blow up the Earth? And just, it's not possible. We would not be able to do it, guys. We just would not be able to do it. It's impossible by what we have currently. So I mean, if a giant asteroid that did 1,000,000 times what we could do with one bomb couldn't finish us off, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it with what we have available. Anyways, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Zombie Labs. I know it was a little bit shorter. I also know there wasn't as much. I just kind of based this off what we already knew for the moon one, which you guys should definitely check that one out. There's a ton of math on that one, but this one was just really interesting. I wanted to do some research on it. I figured you guys would really enjoy the episode. If you did, drop a like and a favorite. And then also, guys, if you guys want to see even more videos like these, I'm going to be doing a ton more of these, then of course make sure to subscribe. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for future episodes, by all means leave it down in the comment section below and I might use it in a future video. I'm going to try to get the old gears turning to try to see if we can think of any more episodes to do in the future. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Zombie Labs. I'm out. Peace.